Good morning, students. Now we'll continue 15 group elements. The next compound is ammonia. Today we have learnt about the dinitrogen N2, its properties, preparation and uses, right? So now it's ammonia NH3. So its uses are already we discussed. It's mostly important to use as nitrogenous fertilizers, and in that ammonium nitrates, ammonium sulfate, and urea. Urea, see, unique formula, it has NH2 in the middle, C double bond O, and ammonium phosphate. So these are all very important and required in large quantity, especially in our farming and other industries which are required in large quantities are coming from ammonia, right? Use it to produce these all things. So that's why the learning about ammonia and its properties and its preparation is very important. Now it's also useful in the preparation of nitric acid, which is another important compound which we'll learn in the next continuation of this. So first we'll learn about the preparation. There are three methods of preparation I've given. One is ammonia can be simply formed by the decay of urea. See, urea, you can see, if I remove this CO, here is NH2, here is NH2. If I add one hydrogen, it becomes NH3 and it is NH3, right? Like that, if simply a urea, this is my urea, reacts with water, can decompose into ammonium carbonate and can decompose back to ammonia, water and carbon dioxide. And in small scale, in less scale, it can be prepared by the decomposition of ammonia salts with sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. Look at this, ammonium chloride, and this is calcium hydroxide. Ca plus 2, OH minus 1. Therefore, CaOH taken twice. You should know how to write the formulas. Ammonium chloride, NH4 takes 1 plus charge. Therefore, chloride 1 minus charge. Balanced. So, when these two reacted, it will form NH3. Decomposition means breakdown of the compound. So, my ammonium chloride will break down into NH3 and HCl, or Cl will go off from this. So, NH3 is formed here and water will be formed, then calcium chloride. Again, don't bother about the mechanism. Just remember that some ammonium salts will, when reacted with their metal hydroxides, will form the ammonia, or Haber's process, which is very important. See, ammonium sulfate also, when react with sodium hydroxide, will form our ammonia, water and sodium sulfate. Same process. This is ammonium salt, right? Ammonium salt. Ammonium chloride, ammonium sulfate, both are salts only. Here, why taken twice? Because SO4 takes the minus 2 charge. So, crisscross method, this is plus 1 charge. Therefore, this 2 will come here and 1 will come here. SO4 will take minus 2 charge. NH4 takes the 1 charge, plus 1 charge. Therefore, I have to write taken twice in order to neutralize the charges, right? Okay. So, now, very important and you know already is Haber's process. You can ask the question in your exam also. On large scale, manufacturing, we say, synthesis, preparation on small scale. So manufacturing, which can be in large scale, or industrial preparation also we can say. Industrial preparation, right? And Haber's process, he has given some name. Why? Because they have stabilized some reaction conditions to produce in large quantities without wastage. Because we are going to synthesize ammonia in large quantities to meet some quintals of ammonia can be produced, then or more amount of liters can be produced. Then if anything wastage is gone, that synthesis cannot be useful in point of expenditure or whatever. Therefore, they will fix the preparation method such that no wastage can be, or minimum wastage can be moved. So in that way, Haber's process, which will give us very large quantities without much wastage. Even the unreactants also will not be wasted, will be recycled, reacted to form the ammonia. Very simple. When dinitrogen reacts with hydrogen, H2, in the presence of iron oxide, catalyst, molybdenum oxide as a promoter at 200 atmospheric pressure and 700 Kelvin of temperature. So these are all required for the preparation of ammonia in Haber's process. So 2 NH3, and the amount of energy released, delta H, is given. See, heat of formation, we call heat of formation is minus 46.1 kilojoule per mole. This much amount of heat is released in the during the process. So everything should be considered to produce in large quantities. So that is called Haber's process, can be important from your examination point of view. If you write this equation, you will get marks. Write about Haber's process synthesis of ammonia. But you must mention that catalyst and promoter and atmospheric temperature, pressure, and also how much temperature is given, right? So then only we can say around 700 Kelvin temperature is given. 700 Kelvin temperature, very high temperature, very high pressure is given, because this is a reversible reaction. If you are seeing this arrow, half hook arrow I have written towards the product, and this half hook arrow I have given to the reactant side. This indicates that reactants can be converted into products, or products can be decomposed to form the reactants. If product is decomposed into the product, we no way useful that reaction or the synthesis. So that's why, to lessen this reversibility, according to our Le-Chatelier principle, we know what is Le-Chatelier principle. If any disturbance is occurring, the system undergoes towards that side in such a way that to nullify that effect, right? For example, if product concentration is increased, what happens? It will go towards the back side. But if I remove the concentration of the product, then as the concentration is decreased in the right side, so in order to nullify this effect, the reactants will react fast and produces the products, that is, reaction proceeds towards the right direction. So that is our Le-Chatelier's principle. So based on that Le-Chatelier principle, they have prepared the rules, and that is 200 atmospheric pressure and 700 Kelvin. And catalyst, without undergoing any change, it will make the reaction undergo faster. Fe2O3. And to make it fast, a molybdenum oxide is written. M capital O capital. Molybdenum oxide. Oxide, therefore O. Right? So these are the conditions for the Haber's process. Here, as I said, heat of formation is minus 46. That is, it is exothermic reaction. Look at, the reaction is reversible and exothermic. Heat is evolved during the reaction. So according to Le-Chatelier principle, high pressure and high temperatures are required. And iron oxide acts as the catalyst, whereas molybdenum oxide acts as the promoter. So these conditions you have to remember for the preparation of ammonia in Haber's process. Okay, now we'll see the properties of ammonia. For again, simply physical properties, it is a colorless gas with pungent odor. It will have very strong odor, smell. Its boiling point is 239 and freezing point is 135 Kelvin. And ammonia is a pyramidal structure. You must be in a position to write any compound is given, it's a structure. See, ammonia we have written NH3, and here is my lone pair. So it's look like pyramidal structure. The 1, 2, 3. 3 bond pairs because bonded with the hydrogen, and 1 lone pair. This is my lone pair, and this is the pyramidal structure of, and hybridization if you want, it is sp3 hybridized, right? So sp3 hybridized, but it don't have the 109 degree angle, but due to lone pair bond pair repulsion, 105 something bond angle will be there. This you have learnt, right? So you have to remember their structure also. Whenever about compound you are learning, its structure also should be learnt. Then it is highly soluble in water due to hydrogen bonding. What is hydrogen bonding? For example, NH3 is dissolved in water, it will show, this is, what is hydrogen bonding? A weak interactions between hydrogen and the most electronegative atom like nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Only hydrogen bonding can be possible with electronegative atom, nitrogen, fluorine and oxygen. Okay, so delta positive, delta negative, delta positive. This is delta negative. So this is delta negative, delta positive. There is a hydrogen bonding. And this is delta positive and delta negative. There is a small interaction. So this is called my hydrogen bonding. So due to this hydrogen bonding interactions, ammonia is easily soluble in water. You can write the reaction here. NH3 when water, NH4 plus is formed. NH4 plus ammonium ion. Wherever NH4 you have written, it is NH4 plus ammonium ion. Then OH minus is produced. OH minus means it is basic in nature, right? Production of OH minus ions into the solution is basic nature, right? So this is the simple properties of ammonia. Okay, here are some more chemical properties or properties of the ammonia are, it forms salts with acids. That means it means my NH3. NH3 reacts with any salts, forms any acids. If ammonia, when it reacts with the acids, they forms the salts. See here, ammonia acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid, right? It reacts with ammonia to form ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is a salt. So what is a salt? Salt having the one minus charge and one plus charge. We already know NH4 has a plus charge and Cl has the minus charge. Therefore, it is a salt. So, my ammonia when reacted with the acid, it produced the salt. So, ammonia reacted with sulfuric acid. This is our H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Forms ammonium sulfate. Again, this is minus 2 charge and this plus 1, each ammonia plus 2 charge. Right? So, this is ammonium sulfate. This is ammonium sulfate. So, one reaction is that ammonia reacts with the acids, forms the salts. Then next another reaction, it reacts with the metal salts. When it reacts with the metal salts, it precipitates hydroxides. See, whether I have written here ammonium hydroxide or ammonia is one and the same, because ammonia will react with water to combine this one. So, when it reacts with the zinc sulfate, because metal salts I said, zinc is a metal, salt minus charges, SO4 minus 2, zinc plus 2. So, it reacts with ammonia, forms the hydroxides, zinc hydroxide. See here, when it reacts with aluminium chloride, forms aluminium hydroxide. And next, it acts as a Lewis base. What is a Lewis base? First, what is Lewis acid? An acid is a lone pair of electron acceptor. Then opposite to that, Lewis base is lone pair of electron donor. So, proton donor is acid, but electron acceptor is an acid. According to Arrhenius theory, according to Lewis theory, there are 3 theories you have. So, according to Arrhenius theory, proton donor is acid. And sometimes, if the compounds having lone pair of electrons or not having lone pair of electrons, for example, AlCl3, it is shortage of electrons. It will accept the electron, therefore it acts as the acid also. According to Lewis acid, this is an acid. But my ammonia, if you see NH3 is having extra one lone pair. So this lone pair can easily donate it to the other compounds. Therefore it acts as a Lewis base. See, due to the presence of lone pairs. Lone pair, one pair only. So it forms complex compounds with metals and helps in their detection. Detection means what? Sometimes we want to identify what metal ion is it and what salt is given to us. So in that we do some reactions. So when ammonia reacted, copper sulfate, Cu plus 2 means CuSO4. When copper sulfate is reacted with ammonia, it forms the salt, tetraammonium cuprate or copper 2. So when these two reacted, this complex is formed. If it doesn't form the complex, then I say it is not the copper. If the complex is formed, then I can confirm that the given salt is copper. Similarly, when ammonia reacted with silver, it forms ammonium, diammonium silver 1. So, if this complex is formed, and we can confirm that silver is there, silver chloride, AgCl, Ag plus Cl minus. Okay, so for the detection, even we have this in our laboratory, detection of salts we will do in our lab, right? So silver chloride dissolves in ammonia. Already we said here, same reaction, silver plus 1 doesn't, the same meaning, silver chloride, AgCl, Ag plus also I can write, AgCl also write. When react with the ammonia, it forms the complex, both detection and dissolve. It dissolves means it forms the Cl I have written here, therefore after the complex Cl I have written. Here I didn't write the Cl, therefore after the complex I did not write. So these are all the physical and chemical properties of the ammonia.